Alright guys, quick shout out here. My MetaFi is home of all the guest primers, all the free tournaments, all the giveaways, and all my personal guides. These guys in front of you are freshly updated over there. You see Issa Tempo, Beanstalk Control, Jeskai Wizards, Eldrazi Aggro, Blue-Eyed Riddler, Dimir Tempo, Affinity, Omniscience. All these and more you find over on my MetaFi. Use code ECO50 for a juicy 50% off your first month as a Book Smart Baron. I can't wait to see you over there. Hey, what's up everyone? More Legacy is in our near future, and I'm going to be playing everybody's favorite deck from around 3 to 4 months ago. That's, of course, Dimir Reanimator. It's not quite as powerful these days without Entomb, to say the least, but I still think it's a pretty solid deck. These days, we are still trying to use Thoughtseize, the cheap reanimation spells, cantrips, Tamiyo, free counters. Except there's no daze in this deck. I simply think without Entomb, this deck is just not a very good daze deck, so we don't have that layer of protection, but we do have something else. We have 6 fatties in our deck, which is the new necessary evil. Now we have to decide which quote-unquote careful studies we think are playable. I have gone with 3 copies of Tainted Indulgence and 2 Bitter Triumphs. Tainted Indulgence plays well at instant speed with the sideboarded Bowmasters. Can even be a draw 2 in a pinch. Put Atraxa Archon in the graveyard, and hopefully we reanimate it from there and take over the game. Bitter Triumph is the best one, but it's not live against any deck, so we can't just play, 4 Bitter Triumphs. Mana base, pretty straightforward. A couple of Wastelands. I know some players like a third one, but I think this deck should actually prioritize casting its own stuff a lot of the time. 2 Murktides as our quote-unquote 1 mana combo. I wouldn't mind playing a third at all, but I do have to fit a lot of cards on my 75, so I couldn't quite find the room this time around. If you want to cut a Tainted Indulgence for a Murktide, I don't think that's crazy. A big play pattern of the deck is using Surveil Land and Brainstorm Ponder to put a fatty into the graveyard, so sometimes you have to be smart with, you have a Brainstorm and a Atraxa in hand, you fetch a Surveil, you respond to the Surveil trigger, and you get Atraxa into the graveyard that way. Sideboard has Plan B Baragorphs, Plan B Bowmasters, bunch of spot removal, and cards against Unfair that's pretty normal to see in my deck lists. 2 negations in the 75, 2 surgicals, and 2 consigns. But most of all, this deck is trying to capitalize on having a very strong game 1 and then barely getting over the finish line for sideboarded games. Kind of like it was 3 or 4 months ago, but now the deck has less eyes on it, so hopefully we can get away with that plan more often than before. But who knows? Yeah, let's give this deck a spin. It's been putting up a few finishes recently between a showcase top 8 and a couple of challenge top 8, so let's see if we can replicate just a little bit of that. Alright, round 1, Dimir Reanimator. This looks to be a fine hand that does not want to get wasted. We can hopefully start the game on Thoughtseize, seeing what's going on, then brainstorming our way into the second land, Thoughtseize again, all that type of jazz. Wasteland is going to crush me here. It looks like we can dodge it. Okay. So back to basics. That card is going to be annoying later. Maybe. Let's see. I don't think my opponent is beating Atraxa with Plows. I don't think I should be worried about that. I do think if I take... Maybe I'm just supposed to take the Ponder and buy time. I think that's pretty good. Because there's a chance my opponent never gets to back to basics, right? Now let's see how I play this. Ooh, that card is very, very strong. I think this is Brainstorm territory. Let's brainstorm and try and find some lands. We failed to find lands. So now I think my only plan next turn is to Thoughtseize myself. Yeah, this is terrible. Let's put a Reanimate up on top and a Atraxa on top. And pass. So now my only plan becomes... Oh, the opponent also stalls here. So funnily enough, I'm actually going to stall one more turn and put the attracts into the bin the old-fashioned way. This is really funny. The opponent finds a second land. That's good. Let's see if they have a play. But they do have a play. That's annoying. I don't want my opponent to have a play here. So I could have... Trainer is all good. I could have put attracts into the bin last turn with Thoughtseize, but... Okay, well... Let's go to clean up here, put attracts, and now I put myself in a spot where a land is an amazing draw. Ponder's gone. Flooded Strand gone. The opponent has successfully shuffled their library. So a land here would be amazing. If I find a land, I can Thoughtseize Atraxa, but yeah, this is kind of abysmal. All right, let's cast Thoughtseize. So the opponent could try and protect their back to basics here. It looks like they are. That's whatever. Yeah, let's pass. So now I will try and force a will. It's Tamiyo, I believe. Could also be Tainted Indulgence. Tainted Indulgence. Yeah, maybe it's Tainted Indulgence. Let's see if the opponent found another one. They didn't. So now I'm going to reanimate Atraxa. So my opponent will plow that in response to the trigger. Which is fine. I get to ditch another one here unless I'm super unlucky with the hits. Land is amazing. Force of Will is amazing. Creature is good. Sorcery is good. So let's see. This is up to 9. So actually I can't Thoughtseize this turn. That's fine, I think. These cards are good. So I play land and pass. Put attracts into the bin. And then I get to clear the way with Thoughtseize and reanimate a new one. Pretty action-packed here. I think the opponent fighting with Force and Negation over the back to basics was a key moment in the game. So I should fetch Travail end of turn, I feel like. Tainted Indulgence. No thanks. Let's play around Spell Pierce. That's not a bad draw. Let's cast Thoughtseize and see what we're working with over here. It looks like I am supposed to take Dress Down and Force the Plow. Is that how it works? Take Dress Down, Force the Plow. Sure. Reanimate. Now, Force Pitch Tamiyo, I think, is totally reasonable. Let's see if we can find the next big thing here. This is actually a very bad Atraxa. Yes, land. Done. I should play Ponder. My opponent will, let's see, that card is gone, that card is gone. The opponent has Supreme Verdict in hand. They will have to reset, then I jam a couple of creatures. Am I interested in wastelanding next turn? Yeah, that's probably alright. Alright, let's do this. Let's pass. The opponent will verdict away the board. That's okay. Uncounterable. I will now play Tamiyo and Murktide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Murktide. Wasteland. Pass. 3 life points. Brainstorm is fine. Tamiyo currently my force pitch if something bad happens. But if something bad is spud removal onto the Tamiyo, I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to replay. Yep, let's attack. Now this Brazen Borrower is lethal, so I think I should pass with 3 mana up. Pass. Trainer, holding up 2 mana. I don't mind that card. That does not block flyers. And step Brazen, and that's all she wrote. Okay, classic control. Jeskai Wizard's control with some annoying anti non-basic stuff. So that is a Tamiyo deck. I think these spud removal spells are going to be pretty strong. So maybe, what if I cut? So if I want to add 9 cards, what if I cut? Ooh, I forgot about Bitter Triumph. Bitter Triumph. Okay, so maybe we can... Well, turn 1 Tamiyo is still pretty darn strong. So what if I get rid of 6? That one. And a copy of Wasteland. And now I have to only cut 1 more card. So that could be the Animate Dead, I guess. Then I have pretty serious, you know, pressure on my opponent's Swords to Plowshares. I have a lot of answers, and I still have a reasonable chance to dump a fatty. I don't have any forces, though, so back to basics is going to be good, but I don't think it's obvious that that card is going to be good. Okay. These cards look fine, nothing crazy. It will be bad against turn 1 Tamiyo. I feel like I say that every video. Island Pass. So, could easily be a Spell Pierce situation. Ooh. Okay, I guess I'll go to clean up here, put Atraxa in the bin, and make my opponent super scared. So now I can go, quote-unquote, turn 1 Thoughtseize, followed up by Animate Dead, so that's going to work some percentage of the time. The thing is, my opponent can play back to basics before I untap with this one, which is kind of funny. Opponent holding up planes. Generally not scared of that. We could draw land here, that would be awesome. Oh, wow. Why is the opponent playing like this? Why not let me try and go for it, etc.? Okay, you got it, buddy. I wonder why they don't let me draw here. I could draw Atraxa for draw step. I could commit a Reanimate. This screams weakness to me. They also got rid of all the Atraxas, so they, for some reason, they don't want me to draw More attracts us in this game. That's also interesting. Okay. Let's Thoughtseize, see what's going on. I think this hand is weak, but let's see. The hand was not weak. The hand... Yeah, I don't know about that. Okay, Force of Will. The opponent put back 2 cards. So they may be hiding their best card. These cantrips could be anything. I have a feeling I should take a cantrip and be a big boy here. Let's take a Ponder and pass. Let's see what the opponent did here. Brainstorm. So what does that mean? They like the next card down, or... Okay. Huh. I think Brainstorm Surveil is my move here. Pyroblast. Possible. Okay. Opponent Pyroblasts. I don't mind that when I'm trying to win with Murktide, etc. Here's another solid card. Okay. Going back to basics, me bro. Yes, another Brainstorm. The opponent still has Ponder Force. And now they saw 3 new cards. My opponent knows about the Baragorth. But that card is better mana usage than Bowmasters. Yeah, I'm going to play the Baragorth here. If my opponent forces it, it's kind of the best thing that could happen, because then I can Animate Dead it back, and I make land a good draw from my side, because then I can double spell Bowmaster Animate Dead. So with Surgical in the mix, I should probably, for game 3, have 2 Archon, 3 Atraxa. It's super minor adjustment, but I think that's what I'm supposed to do. Prismatic Vista pass. So now I slam Baragorth. I wonder if I just get forced here. That would be awesome for me. Okay. So the next card down was good because the opponent took it. Maybe that's, I don't know, a plow? No, that can't be a plow. So this is probably something that stops the enemy dead. If I can have one wish for Christmas, it's Containment Priest. Snapcaster Surgical. Okay, that works. Snapcaster Surgical. Good play. You got it. So here, if I kill the Snapcaster, I am playing poorly. Well, I'm playing better into Flame of Anor, but I think when I have a Bowmasters, I'm supposed to let my opponent cook here. This could be Flame of Anor, and I'm... Oh, I guess it's the same, right? Tamiyo, sure. So I'm gonna Fatal Push to Tamiyo and kill Bowmasters. I use Bowmasters to kill the Snapcaster. I don't think my opponent knows the top card. This is potentially where I just go Murktide Regen for clock purposes. Yeah, let's do that. 1, 4. All right, Murktide Regen as a 6/6 pass. Worth noting, it does not die to Flame of Anor. Oh, shoot. Okay. I think my opponent knew about that card, so they shuffle it away if I have Bowmaster. Yeah, that's magic. Let's see what this is. trainer probably. Can't attack here. Let's attack. I wonder. Oh. Let's see. Play Tameo. Play land. Pass. Upkeep. Let's Bowmaster the Snapcaster. Okay, I played poorly. Yeah. Okay, dress down. That is fine. I just realized if they had Flame of Anor, they could kill the Tameo for free here in response, but I think this is okay. Land, 1 card in hand. I'm now going to be attacking my opponent down to 2 life. Bitter Triumph means I can attack my opponent down to 1. Do I think that matters? Do I think that matters? I will guess no, and I will just be happy about this situation. Let's see what this is on the side of the opponent. I'm very happy with that clue. Now I have a flashy threat. But let's see. Snapcaster Pyro is possible, I guess. Okay. Opponent is not blocking. We know that. 2 life points. I think I should chill here because the end step 3-1 could actually be good. Let's see. 1 card. And that is a dress down. Now the opponent needs some crazy card, I guess. Yep, good games. Okay, we successfully outgrinded the Jeskai control deck with, I guess, just being hard to play against in general, right? So we put pressure on with the Reanimate combo game 1, and then game 2. For some reason, I think if you just look at the lands here, the opponent's ahead on lands, but this is not Standard or Pioneer where that's actually meaningful. It's all about getting to have as many spells as possible. So I guess I was just 2 spells ahead with land versus lands here, and yeah, we got over the finish line. All right, let's play some more Reanimator. Guys, last month I launched my YouTube membership program. You can become a YouTube Baron. For $5 per month, you get Metagame Monday After Dark, where I basically dissect all the numbers from Metagame Monday, turn them into actual solutions for us to win tournaments in the week to come. And then I have this juicy series with Eureka Eyes on the Prize, where we replay the 5 challenge finals every week. So basically, we get to see some championship action week after week. So that's 2 additional videos for the cost of $5 per month. I can highly recommend. But wait, there's more. When I get to 100 members, I will give away this awesome artist proof signed Kappa Cannoneer. Beautiful card, a retro frame hollow. If you want to be in that draw, go become a YouTube Baron. I hope to see you over there. All right, what's up, everyone? Let's play some more. I wanted to play with the Dimir Reanimator, and funnily enough, I would have loved to be on the draw here, so I could take the draw, discard the Archon, and play from there, but that's not the world we live in, and I'll be keeping this hand. Turn 1 Surveil, probably prioritize any land and get rid of almost anything else. Try and get into a playable spot where we can maneuver a creature into the graveyard. Lander's Lounge. Okay, so another control matchup. That's pretty cool if you ask me. So now what? I can Ponder as a mini Impulse. That's probably pretty good. And then I can play Tameo. Not bad, not bad. These cards, eh? Maybe I should just... How about drawing... Nope, that doesn't work. Well, I think I have to shuffle these because if I draw the wasteland, I also have to draw one of the others, and I actually don't think they are that strong. So let's do that. And now I can play Tamiyo, which is a must-kill. This will probably need a Brainstorm or Tainted Indulgence somewhat soon to be competitive, especially if this one dies to Plow. Dream scenario is they cast Beanstalk, I force it, and we kind of have Tamiyo going. Plow. Funnily enough, I'm going to fight here. I think this Tamiyo could be the key to victory. Their own Tamiyo. I don't like that. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. So, wait a minute. How do we play? I think I'm supposed to attack first. Attack with Tamiyo. Play land, fetch Surveil, respond to the Surveil, get Archon into the bin. Good habit. The opponent didn't want to get caught by the tiger. Fetch. Hold priority. Sewers. Cast Brainstorm. Flip that. Pretty good, pretty good. So I can put land on top, I guess, or land animate dead maybe. Oh wait, mate, I'm clowning. I was about to do some very stupid things. So I should put back animate dead Archon. This flips Archon hits the bin, plus reanimate the Archon. So now, sure, Archon dies to, you know, binding or what have you, but baby. The opponent didn't want to see it. Lose a card. That one dies. I draw a card. Love to see it. Archon taking down the Beanstalk deck. What year is this? Okay, so let's see. Force Negation, unexciting. Brazen Borrower, unexciting. Bitter Triumph, strangely exciting. Force of Will, playable. Archon. One animate dead. How do we feel about this? This looks pretty good. I have to cut one more card. Maybe this is a matchup where I should just go like this. Am I cutting the animate edge as well? Probably not. The fifth fatty would be pretty cool, but I don't know what to do. Cut one Tainted Indulgence, maybe? Maybe that's the move. We can try that. All right. So I'm sideboarding in a little bit of a plan B here. So it's kind of the same formula, right? We want to use Tamiyo. We want to have our opponent be a little bit more aggressive with mulliganing and ponder decisions. And then we need to stick something. That could be a Tamiyo. That could be a Baragoi. That could be the big bat like that game. I really like the triple bowmaster in the plan. Okay. So now I can go turn one Thoughtseize. Turn one Thoughtseize, pretty good. But I actually think turn one Tamiyo is slightly better for two reasons. One, I think it's very likely this one gets killed and the opponent kind of wastes some time, which I would like, because then I just play another. And two, if they jam Beanstalk, I can force it, and I'm pretty happy with that situation, because then I get to untap and start drawing with Tamiyo. Orcish Bowmasters I am okay with because I have Bitter Triumph. But that's a pretty good card. Good to know about. I also have mine, so let's see how good I am. Let's cast some Thoughtseizes here. Oh wow, the opponent has some stuff here. Okay, that's cool. So it looks like Baragorth is the card I'm losing to, and funnily enough, it also turns on Reanimation later. What if I take that and take the Thoughtseize? How bad is that against Quantum Riddler? Maybe that's bad against Quantum Riddler, but the thing is I don't have that much removal. Thoughtseize to Baragorth. I think that's a given. Maybe the Riddler just kind of cooks me. Yeah, let's take the Riddler and then kind of accept reality, but it's also reality where Reanimate is insane draw, Bowmaster is an insane draw. So I think odds-wise, I'm doing fine here. Now I could also force here, but let me just get an idea about this hand. So the opponent has Force of Will. So if I force here, also very important, the opponent did not tap this one. They tapped that one, so they didn't just dramatically draw a plow here. If I let them take the Bitter Triumph, how is this game gonna look? I'm actually gonna force this, which I don't love it, but I actually think keeping this Bitter Triumph is gonna be somewhat important. Let's see if the opponent just drew up the beanstalk like a champ. They did not. Okay. Here's another Thoughtseize, which is funny. I guess things are getting a little bit sketchy here, life total wise. Hmm. Let's see what they're working with. Okay, we did get to clear that, which is cool. Let's do this play. A3 to kill the Bowmaster. Attack to get another clue. Yeah, this is tight on life. Really don't like that. If I can draw a fourth land, sorry. Okay, that works. I'm at 5. The opponent has a naked force. This game is weird. I wonder who's actually favored here. Let's draw, see what happens. Wasteland. Let me just draw again. Pass. Any blue card is a time walk for the opponent in this spot. While they're trying to get over the finish line. What is this? Ooh. Yeah, that draw is probably not beatable. But I guess if I draw like Baragorth or something. Oh, wow. Let's do this now. Pretty nice draw. So now I can get my opponent off of some stuff. I will, if my opponent attacks here, well, they will, I'll double block. So now I'll be dead to Bowmasters if I crack here, but I think that's okay. Naked Force in hand. Go to 1, and it's time for a Baragorth or a Murktide or something. Okay, get rid of a bad card. So far, so good. Draw Reanimate, which is hilarious at 1 life. Let's pass. Animate Dead has never been better. What can we do? Animate Dead, that's crazy. So now what? What if I go Quantum Riddler? That's probably it. So I go land Quantum Riddler, draws 2, but Baragoyf. Yeah, I think it's supposed to be Baragoyf. Yeah, let's do that. I mean, the Riddler draws 2, but Baragoyf, I think 1 hit is game over. And both will get forced here. Don't do it, buddy. Okay, you surgical your own. That's annoying. No, he didn't click it. Ah, that's so bad. The surgical is just... Yeah, that is really annoying. Yeah, that sucks. So you target it, or choose it, right? And then after that, you know, you also have to exile it. Let's see if the opponent can come back from that one. That was brutal. Yeah, that's not ideal. So obviously this game goes on if my opponent executes correctly here. Not much to say about this aside from this being a big slugfest, and the opponent drew 2 Bowmasters, I drew a single, and then things got iffy because I had to Thoughtseize 3 times in Bitter Triumph, but yeah. Let's see if we can get a clean one to round out the video. All right, last round I'm playing Dimir Reanimator, and this time I lost the die roll, and that looks to be a reason to keep this hand, which is hilarious. I already have Force Blue card. I can bin an Archon. That gives me 2 draws to find a land to have a really, really strong play. Yeah, I mean, I think if I find the land in the top 2, I think this is very, very strong. But if it's the 3rd card down, I still think I have a game against, you know, a bunch of decks. So let's see if that is right. Timeless Dragon getting imprinted is... Yeah, I don't know what to say. Aether Vial. That card spells trouble down the road. Land? Let's not make this exciting. There's the land. So now I'm going to go turn to Archon, which is beatable, right? You can beat that with a plow. Atraxa is a little bit harder. Now the opponent also knows what's going on. I have a force for the first plow. Then if I get plowed a second time, it is what it is, I guess. Saga, that's a good one. The opponent will get that going before I get to Wasteland, no matter what. Let's see what this is. Thalia, I cannot let that happen. Let's try and pitch the Tainted Indulgence. I think both the Bounce and the Dragon could be good later. Or so will that. I think if they had a Guide of Souls, they would have put it in already to try and gain a life. You wonder which land to get here. I'm actually going to get Underground Sea, because if my opponent wastes me, they cannot use Saga. All right, I go to 12 here. Draw a card, eat a card out of the opponent's hand. If they have Solitude, I eat everything. Weird looking deck that I'm up against. All right, the opponent's going to discard, so I'm going to see the new card before. I think if they kind of have to keep a plow here, right? Oh my god, what a draw. That is insane. Oh, they had Mother of Runes. That's funny. Guess it doesn't it doesn't do a whole lot here. All right, Vial up to 2. I'm pretty happy about Archon being non-legendary here, so I think everything the opponent could possibly have. Oh wow, they kept the Vial on 1. What is that about? So they had a... Wait a minute. They kept the Vial on 1. I have no idea what that means. I don't think it changes anything for how I play this. Let's see. I mean, let's attack here. Looks like we have another opponent. I also had this the other day where they should crack this. If their plan is to make Saga, they can't make Saga tokens. They cannot allow for me to just play Wasteland, eye staring contests, then respond to them fetching and killing the Saga. So players need to be cracking this land before. Now, if the opponent violence, yeah, the Solitude is gone. What's the... Huh. The opponent has 1 card in hand. I should probably Thoughtseize that, even though it's so tempting to Thoughtseize myself here. I wonder why they kept the Vial on 1. Vial in Mother of Runes now, or what? It's pretty... Okay. Correction Dreadnought. Wait a minute, so this is like a Torpor Orb Doorkeeper Thrall deck? That's hilarious. So now the opponent's going to make some tokens. Okay, keeping the Vial on 1 there surprised me. So now, what does my opponent need to tutor here? Is there a 1-drop or 0 that handles Archon? So if they have like Doorkeeper Thrall with the Vial, Dreadnought with the Saga, does that beat me? I think it might if I break on land. Okay, they didn't have it. That was hilarious. Okay, so Mono White Dreadnought. Mono White Dreadnought. Taxes. Dread and taxes. That's not bad. Mother of Runes. I mean, I love Fatal Push against that deck for obvious reasons. With what I've seen, I think I also love Baragoyfs. Let's see what we can do here. Forces are bad. We can do a little bit of trimming here. But maybe that's too much. Let's see. Thoughtseize is good. Bitter Triumph is good. I wonder how they handle the graveyard. Surgical or Fairy or Leyline. That is pretty relevant to my success. If I get those 7 out, I can get those 7 in. How does that sound? It looks like my deck is a little bit weak to Mother of Runes. Maybe I can do like this, and keep these. Maybe this is fine. And then on the play, I'll consider a few consigns. So I have the full package in after sideboard here. But no Force of Will this time. Okay. So is the Dreadnought Saga deck a Wasteland deck? I think it is, which makes this problematic. The opponent can have a lot of cards here that makes the game complicated. Turn 1 Thalia, certainly one of them. Okay, turn 1... Okay, I didn't think about Thalia when I sideboarded. I think I need Bowmasters. Yeah, I need Orc's Bowmasters. Maybe cut like 1 Thoughtseize. Cut a little bit of Reanimation. Imprint Thalia. Play what? Rest in Peace? It's been a while since I've seen Rest in Peace. Rest in Peace is amazing. I have a hard time beating that card. Brazen Borrower is a good start. Let's fetch a duel here and try and buy time with a Thoughtseize. Curse and Voice of Victory. Let's take the voice. That's a Caracas. So things got a little bit more complicated now. The opponent drew another voice. Yeah, I'm getting cooked here. Cameo. Caracas has that covered. Okay, that's fine. I'm okay going to game 3 here. My opponent's configuration was incredible against me, unfortunately. Thalia. So Rest in Peace and Hearse. Those are some annoying cards. I feel like I should trim. Want these. Maybe trim all the way down this. What does that leave room for? That leaves room for maybe even both consigns. My deck is abysmal against Rest in Peace. Almost can't beat it. Which is a little bit funny. Do I want to cut a copy of Thoughtseize, or do I think that card is almost always good to draw? I think it's the latter. So I want to register this, and I need to cut one card. I don't think it can ever be a removal spell. Maybe a Bowmaster. Do I want to draw 2 of that card? Probably not. Just want to draw the first copy and kill, hopefully a Mother of Runes or Thalia. Okay. This is tricky. Very cool deck. And this is also where it shows that my deck is not, you know, as insane as it once was. Oh boy. If I have land in my top 2, I think this is solid. Okay. Super weird hand. Lots of... Okay. Leyline of the Void. What the hell is going on here? Leyline, Rest in Peace. With... What was the other card? Unlicensed Hearse as well. I mean, the opponent didn't want to lose to Graveyard. Sometimes you just gotta respect that. My hand is weak to Urza's Saga with fast mana. My hand is also weak to Vile. Let's see what this is. I guess I'm cheering for Mother of Runes, which is kind of funny. Vile. All right. You have an Aether Vial. This is not going to end well for me. Here's Tameo. Here's land. Here's a Mill Atraxa. Huh. I can flip Tameo with Tainted Indulgence next turn for what it's worth. Mycosynth Garden. So now the opponent can produce a 12-12 if they want to. That's what I'm cheering for. Mr. Double Fatal Push over here. Roll Mox. I'm cheering for some creatures, let me put it that way. Imprint Mother of Runes. Keep Violet 1. This smells a little bit, I must say. Okay. I see what's going on here. The opponent is trying to end step. Do some shenanigans with Dreadnought. So if they do that, play Dreadnought, respond by this. Then they sack that Dreadnought. This becomes the Dreadnought. And then I push the new one. So far, so good. Let's attack with the Tameo. I think I can even try and flip it here with Tainted Indulgence and push once. What happens if my opponent goes Thrall? Because, maybe the opponent's hand is Doorkeeper, Thrall, Dreadnought. I think we have that covered as well. Yeah, that's why I play the land first. I play Tainted Indulgence. And this is where I expect my opponent to flash in the Thrall if they have it. Maybe these Fatal Pushes are blowing out my opponent. Let's see if I nailed it. I think we nailed it. And now they're gonna file a Dreadnought, I guess. Before I, quote-unquote, draw the push. Huh. That's not what they were gonna do. I think this Thoughtseize is too late. So let's flip the Tameo. And now pass the turn. So now the opponent can choose between getting the 12-12 going now or untapping and try and do 2 of them, right? So this is where I just kill the Thrall and my opponent's in trouble. This is a May, though, so they can choose to not do it. Okay. So we still kill the Thrall here, I feel like, because I have 3 pushes. Alright. Kill the Thrall. The opponent says no to the Vial. Some weird interactions here, but that's a May ability. And now maybe what they want to do is make the 12-12 before I get mana here. And then I have push for that one as well because I'm a G. The opponent's considering what to do here. They keep it on 1. That smells a lot. Let's see how bad this is. In a perfect world, it's a 1 Dreadnought that gets pushed. Keep trucking with Tameo, play another one. And then we have some bad scenarios like Dreadnought getting protected, or I guess multiple. The opponent passes. That's cool for me. Plus land, Cameo, pass. I'm basically just trying to get to -7 before this is all over. Let's see what this is. This is Phyrexian Dreadnought. Now the opponent has to sacrifice. So if they respond here, that's a window to make a copy of a Dreadnought. So I think if I let this resolve, now they have to sacrifice 12 power worth of creatures. And then I push that one, and it looks very, very tough for the home team. I will stay patient here with my Brazen Borrower. So while it looks juicy to bounce the Vial, who knows if I have to deal with 2 things to turn I -7 Tameo. If nothing happens here, I'll draw a clue before my turn. The opponent has 3 cards. I have some good interaction. Caracas on the Tameo is a little bit whatever. Let's see what this is. This is Voice of Victory. With this card in play, I can't cast spells. I can still do ability, etc. So that is fine. That resolves. I bet they flip my bounce my Tameo here. Crack clue worth noting is the 1/1 warriors here, they don't get minus from the Tameo because they kind of enter already attacking. And they don't perform the basically from not attacking to attacking. Nice reanimate. So now the opponent has allowed me. Let's plus here and see if we get to attack. I mean, I don't see why the opponent would let me attack, but I guess because it's a blocker. Okay, they do it now. That is fine. So I should fatal push the voice. Play a Tameo. I'll also play the land because if I draw my deck, I want as much mana as possible. And then I'm holding up the Brazen for, you know, shenanigans when it comes to the Tameo. I don't know what that would be at this point, though. But maybe that was my first mistake. So I'm going to attempt to draw 21 cards next turn. It's kind of up to my opponent to say no to that in one way or the other. With the Vial staying on 1, I'm not sure what they can do. Licensed Hearse. You got it. So this looks like I should bounce the Leyline in the end of turn. And then draw 21 cards. What could possibly go wrong here? I'm kind of excited to see it. Draw 21. This one flips. I didn't think about that. Keep the new one. Bless it before I forget. So, if I can... So what I can do here is Tainted Indulgence, reanimate the Atraxa. The opponent has 2 cards, Leyline and 1 unknown. So let's see. Tainted Indulgence, Atraxa. Oh, wait a minute. There's a hearse. That's important. Okay, so this has to do with developing fatties instead. That's fair. Do I have 2 Baraglyphs? Or just a single Baraglyph? Okay. So let's start by casting Thoughtseize. There's a Leyline and 1 unknown. Let's see what the unknown is. That's a Plains. All right. I already played a land. What happens if I cast Ponder? Ponder, Baraglyph, I guess hold up consign maybe? These are not good. Let's get rid of those. Could also Brainstorm and then cast Murktide. Maybe that's better because of the hearse. Yeah, let's try that. Brainstorm. It was a little bit of a weird game because it, you know, quote unquote, it doesn't matter what we're doing here. Maybe cast this Murktide is fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. Murktide Regent. I have removal spells. I have another Murktide, but that is probably not castable. Reanimate is bad. I don't have Force of Will in my deck. I mean, there's a chance. I mean, my cards aren't very strong. I don't know. The opponent draws Plow. I present some more threats, I guess. Let's cast Ponder. That's probably fine. Let's see if we can get a second Murktide in play this turn. I think I played the wrong land here. Yeah, I played the wrong land. Ooh. Should have played a blue fetch. That was terrible. All right, let's cast Tainted Indulgence. So now if the opponent hearses me now, I get to Atraxa, and if they don't, I guess we just discard Reanimate. That's totally fine. So now I play Murktide. Throw the one in play. Plus the Tameo. Try and attack for 9. Yeah, I'm sorry for this garbage time. I didn't play well. I fetched a poor land, and the opponent plays on, etc. So it's a little bit messy. Also because my sideboard configuration is weird. All right. Bursting a little bit out of their own graveyard. That's fine. Just getting these into play before the opponent realizes they can go after my graveyard, I think, is valuable. They're also flyers against random legend plus bounce with Caracas and what have you. Let's see what I drew here. I think I'm just supposed to lure out my opponent's hand and then hopefully Fatal Push my way to victory. Yep, that card is fine. Take the vial. Push the blocker and get in there. Cool match. Cool match. The opponent had a sweet deck. Dread and Taxes. I'm going to remember that one. So, yeah, all in all, some sweet games. Lots of small choices. Lots of going to clean up and winning that way, which is pretty cool to see. I was happy I got to showcase the power of Reanimator year 2026. And I guess this was a flawless run, so why not continue the action over on my YouTube membership channel? I mean, same channel, but you will have to become a YouTube member, $5 a month for extra videos. You get Metagame Monday After Dark, where I am finding all the solutions for the coming week of Legacy tournaments. I have Eyes on the Prize with Eureka, where I'm playing all the cool challenge matchups from the past week, while we hopefully throw some banter back and forth. And then you have some extra gameplay videos like me finishing 3-0 league runs. And yeah, what's not to like? Should be a decent price. $5 per month for, I don't know, 10 extra videos or whatever. I hope to see you over there. And yeah, that's going to do it. This was Dimir Reanimator. And I hope to see you back soon for some more sweet, sweet Legacy action.